be able to set up quick and easy bullet journal spreads that are both functional and look good, this video is for you. Quite often, I want to be able to set up a spread in 5 minutes so I can spend more of my time reflecting and using my bullet journal spreads for productivity. But I still want things to be presented nicely so that I can see everything on the page clearly and so I can just enjoy using them more. I'll show you my go-to simple layouts for some common bullet journal spreads using a black fine liner and in some cases a muted Tombow brush pen. Supplies will be linked in the description box below. I'll also show you some examples of quick and easy spreads from my own bullet journal. So I'm going to go straight in and start with some useful monthly setup spreads. This is my favourite layout for my monthly log because it's really functional and super quick to set up. It doesn't require you to draw up a big calendar layout, so it's quick to get together. You start by writing the month at the top of the page. Any font that you want to use is fine. I find this cursive font with a fine liner the easiest to do, or block letters. With block lettering, you just need to be careful to keep the letters the same size for a cleaner look. Then list the days of the month out on the left-hand side of the page. This is where you'll write down any key events or activities that you want to assign to a particular day. On the right-hand side, you can write up a heading for goals and for tasks. Again, any font is fine. I just like to add an extended line at the beginning and at the end of the heading to section off the different spaces. This is a quick and easy way to separate different parts of the page into sections. Then grab a coloured marker. My favourite is the Tombow 990 at the moment because it's a nice neutral colour that looks quite elegant. With this, just highlight the weekends, making sure your highlighted rows are the same length, again to make it look nice and tidy. Highlighting the weekends makes it easier to see each separate week, which helps to see your whole month at a glance and all of the activities within it. It's good that the spread doesn't look too busy when you start out because you'll be filling up the space with your events, goals and tasks throughout the month. If you like to share pictures of your journal on Instagram, you can add in some numbers and a few bullet points to make the spread look more complete in the photo. This spread is good to go as it is, but you could add some lines before and after the month header if you wanted to. If you like to have monthly themes, you can easily add a doodle to the corner on the right-hand side, like what I did here for September. Next up, we have a gratitude log, and this is one of the easiest to set up, which is how you want it because you want to spend more of your time thinking about what you're grateful for and writing it in. For this, all you need is a header and a blank page. Then you can fill up the page with your gratitude list throughout the month. To jazz it up, you could use different fonts like I did here. This is really quick and easy to do, and it's quite satisfying to look at once it's done at the end of the month. Another option is to write your title towards the right-hand side of the page that you're using, and you can have a line leading up to it from the left. An indented title is a really easy way to make a simple page look pleasing to the eye. You can use it to capture a few words in a day in different fonts like I just showed you, or a bullet-pointed list if you prefer. Make sure the bullets are indented too to create some space around the sides, which also makes a simple spread look a lot better. Another simple thing I've done is added a strip of coloured paper on the left here, where you can write your title and then make your list in the empty white space. If you're a regular viewer of my videos, you'll know that I always have a monthly simple things list. Here's a really easy way to draw up an aesthetically pleasing list. If you have a longer title like this one, try spreading the title over a few different lines and use different fonts for each line. In this case, I have a cursive font on the top, small block letters underneath, and tall block letters below that. Again, the flicks at the beginning and at the end of simple things help to decorate the page in a really simple way and show that it's a header. When writing up your list items, leaving a good amount of space on the left of the bullet or the number makes it look cleaner and more like you've made an effort to design the page. Also, look to leave a good amount of space between each line. I've left 2 horizontal rows in between each bullet point. Again, you can add a doodle in the corner if you'd like to, but it doesn't require it. I did a simple leaf doodle as part of my continuous line drawing theme in September and added a pop of colour with a paint pen, which was also really quick to do. Here are some other simple layouts I've used for lists in my journal. You can cut out some flowers to stick down or use stickers. The key thing about this layout is that the list is in the centre of the page with plenty of negative space around it. This one just requires a rectangle for the title, a larger rectangle connected to it, and an optional doodle in the corner. A simple coloured drop shadow around the box can really brighten up the page too. A simple header in a box here with a drop shadow and some leaves above. Or you can even just rip up a bit of craft paper and write up a title on it, which takes 2 minutes to set up, and it makes the page a lot better to look at because the header just stands out on the page. Next up, habit trackers. If you like to track quite a few different habits, the easiest habit tracker to set up is in this graph style layout. You write the days of the month across the page. Having a dot grid journal makes things like this super easy. Then draw a horizontal line underneath the dates and a vertical line before the first of the month to create a column. In this column, you're going to write up all of the habits you want to track. When you complete a habit, you can either colour it in with a marker, or if you want to mix things up, you can draw some diagonal lines within each square. You can create a pretty pattern by drawing the lines in one direction in one box and in the opposite direction in the box next to it. And who knows, maybe the desire to complete your pattern will make you stick to your habits every day. If you only want to track a few habits and you prefer having separate trackers for each habit, a quick way to do this is draw out a mini calendar without dates. Picture an invisible calendar on the page, with days of the week going across the top, and draw the shape of the month based on when the first and the last day of the month fall in the week. November starts on a Sunday, so I would mark up where the 1st of November would be on the calendar, count up how many weeks there are after it, and mark off the last day of November, which is a Monday, and end the calendar there. I know it sounds a bit confusing. This is what it ends up looking like. So you can see the days of the month without having to write up all of the dates. Above each mini blank calendar, you can write in the habit you want to track. Depending on how good you are at visualizing things like invisible calendars, this might be a tricky one to draw up, and you just need to be careful to fill out the right square every day too. But if you love individual habit trackers and want the page to look more interesting, it's an option for you. I personally prefer setting up annual trackers for my mood and wellness activities because I can then see the whole year at a glance and I only need to set it up once. The next spread is another quick and easy list that is one of my go-to layouts. Use a marker to highlight the top and bottom of the page, using your dots as a guide. I use this layout for my master to-do lists when I have a lot of tasks and I want to dump it all on the page quickly and easily. The header is in different fonts and I've indented the bullets again. After that, the brain dump page is good to go. Now I'm going to whiz through some simple ideas for your weekly layouts. I'm starting with my ultimate favourite weekly layout because it gives me lots of planning space and space for my weekly intentions and tasks. Draw a vertical line about 1/3 into your page. In an A5 Archer and Olive journal, I count 9 spaces in and draw my line there. Do the same on the second page, counting 9 spaces in from the outer edge of the page. I then count 13 spaces down from the top of the page and draw a horizontal line across the double page spread. Then another 13 spaces down before drawing another horizontal line. These are going to be my days of the week. I don't plan much for the weekends, so I split the last box into 2 for Saturday and Sunday. Use a marker to highlight the top row of each box. Write up the day of the week and the date on top of your highlighted row. You can then use the sectioned off sides for extra planning space. Sometimes I like to draw a mini calendar in the top left corner with my tasks underneath, and other times I just put the month on the left with the dates for that week. Then over on the right, I'll put in a header for my goals and my tasks that week. You then have space to do all of your daily planning in the middle. The next quick and easy weekly spread is for those times when you don't really know how much space you need to leave for each day, so you can set up a rolling weekly. This is what I do when I'm really short on time and I want to just get going at the beginning of the week. Write up the month at the top and dates for the week. Colour in a black circle for the date. Write the day of the week next to it and extend the line across to section off the day. Use a white gel pen to write the date in the black circle. Then just start planning for the day. You can have as many to-dos as you want, and then the next day just do the same thing again. You might even have more tasks the next day and take up a bigger chunk of the page, which is fine. The best thing about this layout is that it's flexible. You can write as much or as little as you want for each day because you haven't drawn up the days of the week in advance. A simple thing to watch out for to make it look a bit better is make sure your bullet points are aligned. If they aren't in the same vertical line, it won't look as nice to you. So if you like your notes looking tidy, watch out for that. I did this layout back in August when I had a vintage modern theme, and I ended up sticking a thick strip of washi tape in the middle, which was really quick and easy to do and made it look a bit more interesting. Another simple weekly layout option is to draw 6 long rectangles across a double page spread. Use a marker to write the date above it and a black pen to write the day on top of that. This was super quick to set up and looks clean and minimal, which makes it nice and easy for you to see your tasks. In summary, here are my best tips for creating minimal and aesthetically pleasing journal spreads. Spacing is everything. Indent your titles. Mix your fonts for headers. Have plenty of negative space between lines and around the sides. Use one accent colour. My favourite at the moment are the neutral muted colours. And craft paper headers to jazz things up. I hope these ideas can help you find ways to get the best out of your journal. Let me know in the comments if you have any tips for creating minimal spreads. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.